Okay, let's get this out of the way. This is Kappa Mikey, a Nickelodeon show you probably don't remember, and honestly, you might not even believe it was a thing. It's about an American guy, Mikey, who somehow lands in the weirdest anime world ever. Think a live-action guy dropped into an animated Japanese soap opera, but way dumber. When it aired in 2006, viewers were left scratching their heads. It wasn't quite an anime, but it wasn't just a regular cartoon either. It was this strange mashup that really shouldn't have worked, but for some reason it did. But as quickly as it came, Kappa Mikey was gone, and no one really knows why. Forgotten by Nickelodeon, buried under the weight of other hits like SpongeBob and Danny Phantom. But here's the thing, it was a gem. And hey, if you love cartoons you barely remember, you're in the right place. Welcome to Retro Dive, where we bring lost gems back into the spotlight. Imagine you're a struggling actor in Ohio, then one day you're a massive celebrity in Japan. That's Kappa Mikey, Nickelodeon's bizarre attempt at mixing Western cartoons with anime, and somehow it kinda worked. The story follows Mikey Simon, an American actor who wins a contest to star in Lilymoo, Japan's hottest action series. But while the rest of the world looks like a stylized anime, Mikey sticks out like he walked straight out of a Fairly Odd Parents episode. This show had a weird but genius gimmick. Mikey was drawn in a classic American animation style while the rest of the cast looked straight out of an anime. It was a visual gag that actually made sense for the story. If you ever wondered what would happen if anime and the Fairly Odd Parents had a baby, this was it. The show went full send on anime tropes. Over-dramatic poses, floating sweat drops, characters screaming for no reason. It was self-aware in the best way possible. And somehow it worked. The mix of Western slapstick and anime ridiculousness made Kappa Mikey stand out in a way that no other Nickelodeon show ever did. It was Nickelodeon's first anime, but also not an anime at all. First thing everyone noticed? The art style. Mikey looked like he belonged on the Fairly Odd Parents, while everyone else was straight out of a mid-2000s anime. But that wasn't just a random choice, it was actually a clever visual gag. Mikey didn't fit into Japan's culture, so the animation made sure he didn't fit in either. And Mikey's voice? That's Michael Sinter Nicholas, a guy with serious range. You might know him as Leonardo in the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. From Mutant Turtles to Anime Wannabe, this guy did it all. And when it came to anime parodies, this show didn't hold back. Nosebleeds from romantic tension? Check. Random explosions? Double check. They even had the classic giant sweat drop, because of course they did. It was Nickelodeon's first and only attempt to parody anime while blending two completely different animation styles. And while that made Kappa Mikey unique, it also made it, well, kinda weird. So fun fact, Kappa Mikey wasn't originally a Nickelodeon show. In fact, the first version was way more adult, like Total Drama Island meets the surreal life levels of chaos. Originally, the show was about struggling actors living together in Japan, complete with reality TV style confessionals and drama. It was supposed to be an animated sitcom, not a goofy kids show. But when Nickelodeon got involved, they wanted something more kid-friendly. So out went the reality TV chaos, and in came the Saturday morning cartoon vibes. Oh, and here's something wild. Kappa Mikey was one of Nickelodeon's first shows to be made entirely in Flash, meaning it was basically animated the same way as those old internet cartoons from the early 2000s. And get this, they even tried to make a Kappa Mikey spin-off called Dancing Sushi, based on those little side characters, but Nickelodeon cancelled it before it even got off the ground. One day, Kappa Mikey was everywhere, airing on Nicktoons, promoted as the first anime-inspired Nicktoon. Then almost overnight, it just vanished. And it wasn't alone. Nickelodeon had a habit of making amazing shows disappear without a trace, like El Tigre and My Life as a Teenage Robot. Nickelodeon gave endless reruns to SpongeBob, Danny Phantom, even Fanboy and Chum Chum, but Kappa Mikey? It was like they wanted to erase it from existence. No reruns, barely any mentions, it's like they tried to hide it. And without reruns, newer audiences never got the chance to discover it. Another reason? The animation. Kappa Mikey had a unique style, mixing Western cartoons with anime, but not everyone loved it. Some fans thought it was a genius parody, while others thought it looked cheap. Even today, you'll find people debating whether the animation was brilliant or just a cost-cutting experiment. But the biggest reason? Timing. Kappa Mikey aired on Nicktoons Network, not the main Nickelodeon channel. And when Nicktoons started fading away in the late 2000s, so did Kappa Mikey. No reruns, no promotion, and no second chance. It was a cult hit, but Nickelodeon just let it slip away. Kappa Mikey combined the best of anime and Western animation, creating a unique, zany style with huge character expressions and offbeat humour. But it wasn't just an oddball show, it paved the way for many cartoons to come. Shows like The Awesomes took a cue from Kappa Mikey, blending humour and animation styles that mix Western comedy with a touch of anime influence. You can really see how Mikey's zany animation helped inspire the crazy characters of The Awesomes. Similarly, Bee and Puppy Cat takes the same quirky animation style, turning it into a wild, adventurous world with offbeat characters. The visual storytelling and character moments in Kappa Mikey definitely laid a foundation for shows like this. Even Adventure Time, with its bizarre worlds and wild characters, shows echoes of Kappa Mikey's influence. Its ability to blend strange humor and strange animation is a direct descendant of Mikey's original journey into the anime style of absurd. While Kappa Mikey itself didn't last, its influence on later cartoons lives on. From quirky animation to absurd humor, Mikey helped pave the way for the new era of wacky, surreal cartoons. While it may have been forgotten by many, Kappa Mikey left an impression on those who gave it a chance. It's a testament to the creativity and wild ideas Nickelodeon was willing to explore. Maybe it was too ahead of its time, or maybe it just needed more time to grow. But one thing's for sure, Kappa Mikey was a show that deserved more love than it got. Of course, Kappa Mikey wasn't alone in the battle for Nickelodeon's spotlight, with heavyweights like SpongeBob and Avatar getting all the airtime. But that doesn't mean Mikey didn't have potential. Who knows what could have been if Kappa Mikey had more time. But one thing's for sure, it's a show that stayed with us, and maybe, just maybe, it's time for a comeback. Did you watch Kappa Mikey growing up? Let us know your favourite moments in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favourite forgotten cartoons.